Marky D.
Hey guys, thank you for subscribing to Marky Danger. You know, pro wrestling used to be mainstream, and during the late 90s to early 2000s, if you didn't watch wrestling, you just weren't cool. Nowadays, WWE ratings have slid down to what TNA used to get, and it's largely a niche project consumed by little kids and internet fans. Throughout history, wrestling has dipped in popularity, but has ultimately always made a comeback into the mainstream at one point or another. So surely something will change that brings pro wrestling back into the mainstream. There have been lots of debates, and what has caused the current situation with the PG rating, soap opera writers, death of kayfabe, and just a general lack of competition to the WWE being the main blaming points. I like to consider myself as someone who lives outside the wrestling bubble, and I can view things from a casual perspective. So here are the things that wrestling is missing in the year 2019. Cool characters. Look, let me tell you, the average lame brummy YouTube channel might sing the praises of midgets like Daniel Bryan and Finn Balor, whilst ripping into legends like Nash and Hogan. But at the end of the day, they're in the wrestling bubble. They've probably never had a girlfriend, never seen a gym, and wouldn't know what good looked like if it hit them in the face. A lot of kids have grown up with the current watered down wrestling product. It's easy to watch wrestling clips from the 90s and point out what a boring match Psycho Sid had on Nitro last week. But my point is, the casual viewers don't care about the quality of a wrestling match. Look, you can do 1,000 kicks and flips, but at the end of the day, most people would rather go and watch gymnastics if they wanted to see that. Wrestling characters are supposed to be larger than life, real-life superheroes who are the antithesis of alpha males. A casual viewer is not going to be impressed by a wrestler that they could beat up themselves. At the end of the day, it's embarrassing watching little men flipping around the ring and trying to act tough with their scripted lines. The last two mainstream stars were Cena and Lesnar, and they're now winding down their careers. If something isn't done quickly, there'll be nobody left with any real star power. Create some bigger stars. Wrestling needs to create some larger than life stars who will captivate the viewers, and then you will gain casual viewers from the mainstream. Sex appeal. Look, I'm going to tread carefully on this one, because I don't want to come across as sexist. I think it's great that WWE takes women's wrestling a lot more seriously nowadays and gives them time to shine in the ring and put on some great matches. Problem is, that's all they do. The average casual male will stick on a channel that has beautiful women on the screen. We just can't help it, it's a fact. The current WWE women are a mixture of looks, but they never do anything risque which can move the needle. If anything, the women are in better shape than they were in the past, so why hide them away all the time? Be proud. There's a reason Russo pushed the women as divas in the Attitude Era, and why Nitro had the Nitro Girls. Sex draws, fact. Even looking at this month, Impact has just posted a video with Scott Steiner and the lovely Scarlett Bordeaux in a video. It's already got close to 1 million views, because the thumbnail from the video has her in it. Is that just a coincidence? TNA hasn't got that many views on any of their recent videos. Look, I get it, the WWE is PG rated and they have to be careful what they show on TV. I'm not asking to go back to the way they were treated in the Attitude Era. You can keep the current women wrestling, but get some hot women as managers, interviewers, or as on-screen characters so everyone is happy. And by the way, WWE, hire Santana Garrett. How the hell is this woman not on TV every week? She's got real star quality. I don't care if she just wants to work the independents. She's just not offering enough money. Do it. Treating the wrestlers like stars. Remember on the old PlayStation 2 SmackDown game on season mode? You'll constantly get interrupted every 5 minutes by having to watch a cutscene of a wrestler arriving at the building. Okay, it was very annoying, but old WWF used to be like this. The commentary team would be so excited watching limos pulling up at the building and telling the viewers which wrestlers were going to be arriving and who was yet to arrive. This made them look like stars and told the audience that the wrestler was important and that some good stuff was about to go down. Stone Cold Steve Austin hasn't arrived at the building yet. It doesn't matter, he's a star, he can show up when he wants. Get the wrestlers on talk shows, game shows, anything to be mainstream. Nobody's going to watch if they don't know that they exist. Give them flashy cars, nice suits, make them look like stars. The audience wants to see stars. If you act like a wrestler doesn't matter, then why would the audience care? Look, there's far too many skinny or overweight wrestlers in the wrestling business right now. It's great that they can still put on a 5-star match regardless of what shape they're in. But at the end of the day, it's embarrassing to watch them. WWE used to boast about how strong their wrestlers were and would regularly have them posting on the front of fitness magazines which gave them star appeal. I can't even remember the last time anybody did this since John Cena, and I am somebody who buys fitness magazines. I'm sure it's happened since, but for God's sake, where are the eye-catching wrestlers? Look, I get it, it's the steroid scandal. It caused lots of problems in the wrestling business and wrestlers just aren't as big as they used to be. However, there's no excuse for not going to the gym. If you're going to be on TV every week, you are representing the company, and by looking like a weak loser, you're affecting the company's reputation. You can still get a lot bigger than the average human being with regular exercise and proper diet. So let's see WWE enforce some of its stars to get in shape. Vince used to care about this stuff. Big Show, Gangrel, Rikishi, they were all massive stars in the Attitude Era. But they were pulled off TV at one point or another and told to get in shape because Vince didn't want them making his company look stupid on TV. It's rumoured that Owens was told he had to lose weight recently, but it should never have got this far. If you are being paid to be on TV, bottom line, get in shape. Vince needs to force them all to work out regularly. P.S. Where have all the giants gone from the wrestling business? Promo time. When wrestling was at its peak during the Attitude Era, nobody gave a damn if it was a 4-star match, a 5-star match, a 2-star match. Bottom line, nobody cared. Sure, we had the odd amazing match on pay-per-view, but the fact is this wasn't happening constantly every week, and this made the good matches seem even more special. The problem is WWE has lost its backbone, has caved into what the internet fans want. More wrestling, more flips, more kickouts, less storylines. And unfortunately, as WWE is the standard bearer, everybody else copies them. Impact used to have promo time and storylines. Okay, some would argue it got a bit too over the top, but the point is, we already have ROH for the hardcore wrestling fans. Why does everybody have to do the same thing? A casual viewer no longer has a long enough attention span to watch a 30-minute match. We have smartphones, we have tablets, we have TVs. Most people watch clips of the show on YouTube. The average person does not want to stick glued to their TVs to watch constant wrestling matches. Have shorter matches broken up with larger-than-life wrestlers, cutting loud, eye-catching promos that will grab the casual viewer's attention as they're flicking through the channels. Having stars as role models. WWE needs to fire all its current agents and producers. None of them were ever stars, so how are they supposed to help the younger wrestlers become stars? Malenko, Kidman, Noble, they all have little man syndrome. And they're all going to favour the smaller wrestlers. Hire some god-to-honest stars as agents and watch your wrestlers improve. What's the point in having agents who can help plan out matches and pull off moves? The whole roster is already experts at this. That's not what they need help with. They all need help in other areas, and bring in some wrestlers who have been there and seen what it's like to be rock stars in the Attitude Era. No offence, WWE, but do you really need 25 producers on your show? I'm surprised the Road Dogg hasn't done a better job, as I thought he was someone who could actually help with promos. But let's face it, in life if you are failing at your job you should be fired. Maybe it's a case of too many chefs in the kitchen, so fire some people. And this goes for outside WWE as well. Where are all the real stars giving back to the wrestling business that made them? Realism. In the year 2019, everybody and their granddaughters know the truth about pro wrestling, and kayfabe dying did have an adverse effect on the industry. However, the whole art form of being a pro wrestler is to create the illusion of a real life fight. Whenever I watch wrestling now with casual fans, all they ever comment on is how fake it all looks. That is completely the wrestlers' faults. There are too many wrestlers using unrealistic moves and overly choreographed fights. There are too many small wrestlers beating up big guys, and in real life they would just be crushed. Segregate the cruiserweights and make them fight each other. When you do get the odd cruiserweight who is a big enough star to mix it up with the heavyweights, it will mean more. And a little bit of blood would make fights just seem that bit more real to the casual fan. I get it, it's PG. If WWE has to stop being PG to do that, then make it work. Competition. Since Impact Wrestling has become completely irrelevant, there have been no serious competitions from any other feds to help make WWE try harder. At the time I'm recording this video, that may be all set to change. Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks have formed their own wrestling fed, All Elite Wrestling, which actually has some financial backing and a TV deal in the pipeline. Great! If WWE is the only game in town, they're not going to strive to be better, and this could push them to make the necessary changes. And this is all great, and everybody is celebrating. But, to pull you all back to reality, I need to offer internet fans some words of caution. In the internet wrestling bubble, yes, all three guys are stars and great. But you could march them through the high street, strap a billboard with their names on their backs, and nobody would know who they are. They are excellent wrestlers, but that's as far as it goes. If this new Fed turns out to be a vanity project so they can put 1,000 5-star matches on a year and push themselves in the US, I just would not be surprised. Look, they aren't going to move the needle. This will just be another ROH. And while they might make some waves for the time being, what's left of the mainstream audience belongs to the McMahons. Until someone tries something different, wrestling will always belong to the McMahons. I hope you all enjoyed my video. Don't forget to subscribe to Marky Danger. This video is dedicated to the real pro wrestling fans who appreciate real pro wrestling with characters, storylines and proper athletes. If you're a hater and you disagree with my views and opinions on this video, too bad, you're in the wrestling bubble. Get a life, hit the gym, go away. Stop wasting so much time on YouTube and get up the gym and change your life. I'm Marky Danger, I'm out.